guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, David and I will be reviewing two of Level 8's most popular carry-on suitcases.
For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm David.
I'm Kaylee.
And we run a travel and adventure blog and vlog called Made to Explore.
We are passionate about activities that get you outside and off the beaten path. And we always try to travel with carry-on suitcases. So we have used our fair share of backpacks, suitcases, all those kinds of things.
Yep. And
we are excited to give you our thoughts on Level 8.
Let's get into it. We have been testing out these two suitcases for the last couple months. We've gone on a few different trips. We've really enjoyed having them. And Level 8 was actually nice enough to provide us with these suitcases as well as a promo code. So be sure to use that promo code in the description below. If you want to purchase anything from Level 8, this will give you a bit of a discount.
In this video, we are going to be covering all of the different features of both of these different suitcases, what we really like about them, and make sure to stay tuned until the end because we are also going to be sharing some of our dislikes when it comes to these suitcases.
Every suitcase has its downside.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's always something, right? The first suitcase that we are reviewing is the textured 20-inch Carryon. And it comes in a lot of really pretty colors. Yep. So that is a bonus of this one.
For sure.
This suitcase is $160 US, and we do have a promo code below so you can check it out. Honestly, huge fan of this suitcase. I have had a lot of different carry-ons. This one is very durable, comes in a lot of different colors. It has got a CSA approved lock. The handle locks in at 3 different heights. This suitcase comes in 3 different sizes. If you don't want to carry on and you want a larger checked bag, you can also get it in a 60 and 100 liter. The carry-on comes in a 40 liter size. It fits the dimensions for pretty much every airline. There's a few exceptions in Europe. Ryanair, I think it's an inch too wide, which you might still be able to get away with. But we do really like that about this suitcase. When we were in Montreal, they had a packed flight and they actually came around asking people to check their bags, and we had to put it in the measurement compartment, and it was a whole thing. We really wanted to hold on to it because we had a lot of our camera gear and all of our stuff that we were traveling. We also had a tight connection. This one fit in the box no problem. Perfectly, yeah, which was really nice for us because a lot of times companies will make the suitcase the correct dimensions, but the wheels are extra and the wheels will not fit in the box. So that's something to know. We did this in Canada and it worked like a charm.
This suitcase is made of polycarbonate material, which is really popular, really durable, but also has a little bit of give. So if you shove this thing super tight, you'll have a little bit of leeway. The finish material still looks really good. This thing has been beat up a little bit already.
Yeah.
And it doesn't scratch because this textured finish. And it is only 7.7 pounds, which is super lightweight when it comes to carry-ons.
Inside this suitcase, this is probably one of the more simpler inner designs that I've seen. A lot of times suitcases will have compression straps, they'll have lots of different pockets. This one just has 2 large pockets, which I actually really liked because we are huge fans of packing cubes, and Level 8 has some great packing cubes. You can order on their website. Yeah. But it's kind of nice, honestly, not to be restricted in that sense. So there's just 2 huge pockets. And then there are 2 of these smaller pockets where you can put smaller items as well.
Yeah, and these mesh pockets allow for your clothes to still like breathe, and they're a little bit stretchy. You can pack them right full, close up your suitcase, and then you don't have to worry about any clothing getting caught in the outside zipper when you go to shut that. On the outside, there are 2 handles, one on the side and then another one on the top here that are semi-flexible but also stay compact. So if you're sliding this into anything like the above compartment on an airplane, you don't have to worry about it sticking out and grabbing onto things. Next up is the suitcase that I've been testing out for the last couple months, and this is the 20-inch aluminum one by Level 8. And honestly, I've really fallen in love with this suitcase. This is by far the nicest suitcase I've ever owned. And I'm the one who kind of loads up my camera gear in my suitcase and carry that. So having an aluminum shell makes me feel great. I never have to worry about my cameras getting beat up, thrown around or anything because they're safe inside this for sure. Being aluminum, this is a little bit heavier than Kaylee's suitcase. That was 7.7 pounds. This one is 10. and it is a little bit smaller. This suitcase only holds 36 liters, which has been honestly enough for me. The dimensions are also a little bit smaller than Kaylee's, and this one I don't think you'll have any problems flying over in Europe with. They fit within Ryanair's restrictions, which is 8-inch width. This suitcase has, instead of a zipper going around, it just has 2 latches on the side here, which I've never used before and I was a little bit wary about. There's a rubber gasket that also goes around that makes it semi-waterproof and water resistant, but I really like them because you never have to worry about anything getting caught in the zipper, and closing it up is really easy. I just tend to put a little pressure on here, snap these 2 latches closed, and then you can lock them with the CSA approved locks. This suitcase only comes in 2 colors, gray, and then there's also a light silver. I'm sure they'll probably come out with more colors, I would think, but I actually really like this gray color, so I'm alright with that. We got a lot of compliments at the airport with these 2. Another thing I really like about this one is the slow closing handles. So there's one on the side here, and then there's another one on the top, and you can tell that they're kind of like spring loaded, easy to grab, and you don't have to worry about your finger getting caught. I was worried about with the aluminum finish is that this is going to scratch really easy, but it hasn't. It's held up really well. You can barely see any of the scratches.
Yeah, obviously a lot, like any suitcase you get will have a little bit of wear and tear.
This suitcase comes in with a price tag at $430, which is really high when it comes to buying suitcases, but this is going to last you a lifetime. I have no doubts about it, and Level 8 has also backed it up with a lifetime warranty. Very impressive. So this is kind of one and done. You don't have to worry about purchasing another one ever. Let's take a look inside. This layout is a little bit different from Kaylee's. I have the packing cubes in here that Level 8 sells, and these have been really nice. They come in a whole bunch of different sizes, and they also have these little Velcro tags that you can use, and they have different markings on them. So depending what you put in your bag, like this one is a little washing machine for dirty clothes.
The inside of this bag honestly makes me a little bit jealous. This is the one part of this bag that I wish that they had in the textured carry-on, because like the compression straps are just so nice. Yeah,
these are compression straps on top here. You can remove these. There is like a button seam along the top, so if you don't want to use these, you can just take them out. They're mesh, so very breathable.
Good for all of David's hiking gear.
Gets nice and sweaty and stinky for sure. And then on this side, this one has like a little zipper compartment. I tend to put like all my cords and smaller electronics in there. And then on this side, it's just completely open. So very easy for packing, throwing in your packing cubes, and organizing everything. Real big fan of the clips instead of the zipper. These 2 suitcases have a few features that are very similar, and we're going to go over those right now. Starting with the wheels. Level 8 is known for their very durable swivel wheels, and honestly, solid wheels. I sat on this suitcase numerous times when we were sitting at the airport. I'd be tired, you know, you're waiting in line to get on the plane and it's barely moving, so I would literally just sit on my suitcase. Held up great. 200 pounds coming down on the suitcase with the 20 to 30 pounds inside of it. No problems at all.
Yeah, we also took a few relatively long, like 2 to 3 kilometer walks with these suitcases on like gravel, bumpy concrete, like kind of to get to our rental car company and different things like that. And they were very easy to maneuver and held up really well through that too. So
the other feature that is the same on these suitcases is the extendable handle, which on some of my past suitcases has given way. I've also had friends that have had trouble with the handles because these really get beat down. You're constantly pulling them in and out. And these are awesome. They have 3 different heights.
Both of these suitcases also have these little legs here, so you can put them down on their side and not worry about scratching them, or I mean if the ground's a little bit wet. Okay, it's that time in the video. We are going to talk about what we dislike about these suitcases. There's obviously, I've never found a perfect suitcase. There's always something I dislike about the suitcase. My only complaint about my green textured 20-inch suitcase, I love the color. I love, like, the material is holding up super well. The material on the inside seems to be very good quality. I jam-packed it full of stuff on our Montreal trip. It was like I had to sit on it to zip the the fabric closed. It didn't pull, it didn't rip, like it held up really well. I miss the compression straps. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Compression straps are very handy.
Yeah, especially if you like
Have a lot of clothes.
are like me and like to jam your suitcase as full as you possibly can. So that's the only thing I would change. But I do have to say, the full zip around, like it worked fine.
Yeah, that's impressive. Only one thing. I have a few for mine, but they're very like small and nitpicky. So number one is mine only comes with 2 different colors. I like them, but if you want a colorful suitcase, unfortunately the aluminum one isn't going to be perfect for you. Next up is the fact that mine is a little smaller. So coming in at 36 liters, I'm missing like 4 of those liters, and gosh, those come in handy sometimes. Yeah.
But the flip side of that is that David for sure can get on any flight in the world with his suitcase as a carry-on. So like it depends where you're going, it depends, how much you usually bring.
The other thing with the aluminum is there is no give. Even though that shallot is super strong, it's going to protect everything inside very well. There's no give. So you don't have any flexibility for like cramming that thing full. Like if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't fit, it's not going to fit. The other thing about mine is how expensive it is. So it is quite a hefty price, but remember, it comes with that lifetime warranty and it should last a lifetime. No problems. Lastly, and I think this is for both of our suitcases actually, there's no laptop compartment on the outside. Me and Kaylee travel with another kind of handbag, smaller bag style, like smaller backpack or whatever. So usually we put our laptop in that, and then these are just filled with our clothes and things. I know a lot of people who like to have that little laptop sleeve on the outside of the carry-on where you can easily access it when you're waiting for your flight, things like that. Even when you go up to go through security, it's easy just to open that flap, take your laptop out. Whereas these, if you put the laptop inside, you have to open the whole suitcase up, take the laptop out. So that is a kind of disadvantage for some people. If you do need a laptop sleeve on the outside of your carry-on, Level 8 does sell the Pro and the Roadrunner.
My previous suitcase was the Monos Carry-on Pro. And I got the one with the laptop sleeve on the outside thinking oh, honestly, I just like the look of it. I haven't used it once, and I actually found it really annoying because it takes away from space inside the suitcase. Yeah. And as David was saying, for us, I always have a bag on top that has my laptop and different
water, all the things you want quick access to. So you can chuck this in your overhead compartment on the plane, and then you can carry your handbag to your seat. Sit down with it, put it underneath the seat in front of you or whatever, and those are going to have the things that you want to access during flight.
For me, I would actually prefer not to have a laptop sleeve on my suitcase because it does take away from room inside. Yep. But it really depends what kind of traveler you are when it comes to your laptop, and it's kind of nice to have different options for both of those.
Kaylee mentioned her Monos suitcase. That brings us to the next point, which is we are going to be doing a review video comparing Level 8, Monos, and my old one, Samsonite. These are all very popular suitcase companies.
Yeah, we'll link it below if we've already made it by the time you're watching this video. Mm-hmm. Just to give a little bit of, because all of these suitcases have, different perks, different dislikes, and also different price points. So it's kind of nice to get a full review on them.
Also, don't forget to use that promo code in the description below if you're thinking about buying a Level 8 suitcase.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you around for more travel, van life, reviews.
Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next week.